Welcome once again to our continuing YouTube video series on employment law. My name is Christopher Neufeld of Neufeld Legal, and in this particular YouTube video, we'll discuss the factors that are involved in determining what the amount of your severance pay is. So one of the base things and the most underlying conditions is, what is your company's history with respect to severance pay? What are the conditions which led to your release from the job, both on a larger business perspective and on a personal perspective? Now, we take that as a base impact. Now, one of the key considerations from a pure factor point is, how long have you been working for this particular employer? How old are you? Your age is going to be significant in this whole process because it's going to reflect how easy or how difficult it is to get another job. The same relates to what position or what work did you do in your current employment, and how easy is it going to be able for you to find a comparable position with another employer. Is that whole industry being impacted by similar circumstances, such as it's going to be difficult for you to find a comparable job? What industry are you involved in? What are the basic standards of your jurisdiction? Whether it's a province or state, how do they typically treat severance? What, in fact, is your title or your responsibilities? Do you have an upper management position, or are you primarily working as a laborer? What is the current employment market that you're dealing with? These are going to be some of the core factors that you're looking at. But beyond that, there is some additional factors. One of those factors might well be, if you were recruited or induced to accept employment with this particular employment, such that you left another employer and you came over to them. Are you being subjected to a non-competition or non-solicitation clause that could potentially limit your ability to take on employment with another company? Are there any conditions personal to you that are impacting you, whether from the standpoint of why you were let go or why it would be more difficult for you to find new employment? This could include pregnancy, illness, if you're suffering from a medical condition, if you've been impacted by being too long on the particular job, whether you were owed other monies. These are some of the additional factors. But ultimately, a lot of this revolves around your strategy and your amenability to pursue different angles. Your employer, or should I say former employer, is probably going to offer a package to you. If they offer a package to you, you got to look what it is compared to the industry. And then you have to strategize. A lot of employers will be very firm in their position, and they won't really want to move. Sending them simply a demand letter for something more oftentimes is not going to be sufficient. You really sometimes need to push it with them. They might be in financial straits, or it might be just a policy that they take. And then the expectation is you got to really engage a lawyer and go beyond simply making a demand letter. You actually have to file a lawsuit, file papers, and that can be a challenge. But you have to have a strategy. You have to know where your angles are, where you strategically can attack, and where you can position yourself. And from that perspective, you need to speak to a lawyer to see what angles are available to yourself, what the approach that particular lawyer is going to do as opposed to another lawyer. And for that very reason, it often makes sense to speak to more than one lawyer, because you want to get perspective, you want to get angles, you want to get strategies, and you want to get information as to what they're going to do, what they're going to approach, and what they believe they can obtain, and what the risk and reward factors are involved in their pursuit. So that at the end brings together all the factors, but there may well be more factors that they have to identify once they go through the particular case with you, because the facts and circumstances, as we said from the beginning and as we go through this, are heavily determinant on what transpires. So you have to consider all those factors, and then you have to realize and bring those factors to a lawyer to actually make sense of them, because only then will you be able to apply them, strategize, and make the appropriate determination as to whether you accept the severance that you're currently offered, or if it's more appropriate to pursue a knowledgeable and well thought out strategy that protects yourself, insulates yourself, and has the best chance of effectuating a significantly greater return. And that is a critical aspect. So I trust you found this YouTube video informative, and we look forward to speaking to you further again.